Okay, today you're going to learn about the Battle of Saratoga and Valley Forge. Valley Forge is not a battle, it's a situation. Battle of Saratoga is a battle. So you're going to be able to explain the significance of Saratoga and Valley Forge. Tell me how George Washington is coming into play. Tell me about Ben Franklin and why the turning point, why that phrase is so important. So, things that you need to know. The colonists have been losing almost every single battle since Lexington and Concord. Things are not going very well. So, that whole Declaration of Independence thing that was written means absolutely nothing unless they can turn things around. The Continental Army slash American Army, don't let those confuse you. It's the colonists. That's all the colonists. It's really unorganized and it's untrained and underfunded. Like they don't have enough money. They don't have supplies. It's just going really bad for the colonists. At this point, people pretty much think they're goners. They're for sure going to lose this. And George Washington's the commander of the entire army. He was very well known. He's a very successful man when it comes to the military, and he is determined to see victory for the colonists. All right, you can watch this video on Valley Forge just to kind of get you going. It's kind of interesting. And you see, sadly, a lot of people freezing to death, but you also see the bravery and the commitment of George Washington. And most of y'all think of him as a president, but he was a lot more than just the president. Talking like a historian, Continental Army, that's the colonial army. A turning point. That's when the outcomes or situations dramatically change. And so you're going to see that today. The colonists are going to go from losers to winners. So you will click for your assignment. It'll have you make a copy. And today's like really kind of old-fashioned basic learning. You'll read a little chunk and you'll answer these two questions. And it looks like I forgot to put, just copy and paste this and put yes or no right here because I forgot to leave you with the circle. I made a circle on another page you can steal from. So you answer those questions. You'll read about the Battle of Saratoga, and then look, you'll answer this one simple question, which again, I forgot to put your little circle on, but you can just use a text box. And you only are answering that one yes or no question. Ben seals the deal. You'll read this short part and then tell me what France finally agrees to. And then the turning point. That's the whole point of Saratoga, is that they went from losers, they went from a bad situation to a great situation. So tell me the two great outcomes from the Battle of Saratoga. Things completely turned around. That is why the significance is the turning point. But what made things turn around? Why is this battle so famous for being called and called the turning point? So you'll complete that. And then we're going to do Valley Forge. I love this because this is the real letter from George Washington. He is in desperate need of assistance, and he's going to talk about that here. This is a primary source because it is real. It is a letter that has been saved by George Washington himself. So you're going to read that and then answer on the next page, the very top. You'll answer these two questions. And then how do they get support finally? He writes that letter. So what happens after that letter is written? And you're going to tell me how the volunteer is going to help. And you're going to tell me of if there's still in existence an army at the end of Valley Forge. You can take this little circle and use it on your other yes and no questions. Just you can simply right click and copy and then right click and paste where you need it. Then my favorite part of today is you're going to make Ben Franklin talk by finishing these sentences. I am, where is he at? So Ben Franklin is somewhere. Where is Ben Franklin and what you learned? What's his goal? Ben Franklin has a goal for the colonies. What was his goal that we read about? And then as a result of his efforts, he went, of course, to France and tried to do something certain. What was the result? Was he successful? Did he get what he went to France to do? And then you need to make good old George talk. Where's George? Okay. And you saw the reenactment in the video too. What's his goal when he's there? And then as a result of his goal, what was he able to do? there in Valley Forge. So you'll describe that there. I love my little talking heads. So you're going to bring these guys that are both very dead, but you're going to bring them back to life and finish their sentences. These words should help you. Continental Army, military victory, turning point. France, French support, Valley Forge, an ally, that's a friend, someone to help you, be on your side, and then military leader. If you can use all these words in there, I think that's pretty awesome. You should at least be able to use half of them without a doubt, because how could you finish these sentences any other way? If you have questions, get to me on Google Classroom or email me. But I think this one is pretty straightforward, and I think you'll do a great job on it. But let me know if you have any questions.